If you're going to make things, you're going to fuck it all up sometimes. It's just part of the process. I recommend assuming from the outset that you're going to fuck it all up, like planning it in. And then when it happens, have a debrief with yourself with the aim of A, reassuring your inner child that it's not in trouble, and B, asking yourself what went wrong, whether it'll be avoidable next time, what you can do differently based on what you've just learned. There's this thing in software project management called iterative development, which is just a fancy way of saying don't try to make the whole product once perfectly forever, but rather make it, test it, and even release it iteratively. That is, in versions, so you can get feedback and make improvements on future releases using what you've learned. And unsurprisingly, that applies as much to sewing or making literally anything as it does to software development. Say your ultimate goal is to make a 3-piece tweed suit, and you've never done anything like that before. You could buy a pattern and some tweed and follow the instructions to the best of your ability, and probably you'll end up with a suit, although probably you'll also make some mistakes and it might not end up fitting that well. To get a better result, you could do some development on the way to the finished suit, which might involve using some rubbish fabric to try making mock-ups of some bits and understanding how they fit together and affect each other, hitting some dead ends because you realize you should have done X before you did Y, or just changing your mind because when you see it in real life you don't like what it looks like and you want to do it differently. If you had assumed from the beginning that you would do this once and the end product would be the final real deal suit, you might get lucky, but more likely you would hit some bumps and cut something wrong and have some of it not fit right. Be unhappy with it in some way. And that we sometimes interpret as fucking it all up, which makes you lose confidence, which makes you lose the will to try again. But if you think of it as iterative development from the word go, suddenly you're not a failure. Suddenly you're an innovator. And all your fuck-ups are suddenly valuable research and development. Look, maybe I sound like I'm just blowing sunshine up your ass, and feel free to be a cynical grump about it. I'm a cynical grump myself a lot of the time. But honestly, this one neat paradigm shift will change the way that you go about making things forever. Get some free materials that were destined for landfill and send them to landfill via having done one last useful thing with their lives, while you practice the techniques and skills that will make the final version of your project a success. And chill out. Fucking things up is part of the process.